Hey guys, Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. Out and about today on the big old XDiavel on this beautiful winter's day. Out to meet up with my friends Geoff and Dan at a place called Fort End near Haddenham. Never been there before. We're off to the Fort End Cafe for another Biker Scran with Geoff and Dan. So if you like motorbikes and you like food, stick around and stay tuned. This video's for you. So it's great to be out on the XDiavel again. As I say, going to a place called Haddenham, which is out near Tameway in, well, no, it might technically be Oxfordshire or Buckinghamshire, on the border there somewhere. Not somewhere I know very well, so I've got the old Tom-Tom on the go to give me a few directions. And if you're a regular viewer to the channel, you'll realise this isn't my bike. This is a bike that I've been borrowing actually for about the last month. I've had a long-term loan of this from Ducati UK, so thank you to those guys for letting me borrow the XDiavel, a bike I've been wanting to ride ever since it came out in about 2016. Loads of videos either on the channel about this bike or coming up on the channel about this bike, depending on when I publish this one. I don't necessarily publish my videos in the order in which I film them, so anyway, if they are up on the channel, I'll put some links in the corner somewhere to some of the other videos on the bike. If not, they'll be coming soon. Big bruising cruiser bike, which isn't necessarily ideal on these damp back lanes actually. Great in the summer on these sort of roads, but this time of year there's salt and dirt and grit and all sorts of stuff, mud on the roads, and it's all a bit slippy. Hopefully, or luckily, the XDiavel has all sorts of electronics aids like clever traction control and so on, which is just as well on these slippery roads with this massive back tyre that this bike's got. And I've been riding the pants off this bike as much as I can, and it's it really is a pose bike. It just makes you feel good, which is I think one of the most important things about a bike, isn't it, is how it makes you feel when you're riding it. Well, it certainly makes you feel good, certainly for the first hour anyway. After that, your backache starts to take over a bit. Really looking forward to riding the Triumph Rocket 3 soon. Don't quite know when. I've been pleading with Triumph to let me have a go on one. So far I haven't been able to, but again, depending on when this video comes out, you will have either seen me riding that or it'll be coming up soon. It'll just be interesting to compare the XDiavel with that, because they're similar sorts of big bruising cruisers, and I will probably make a video doing exactly that, comparing the two bikes, because they're sort of in a niche where just the two bikes exist, I think. Anyway, I hope you're well, hope you're managing to get out on the bike. Now the evenings are starting technically to draw out a bit. I can't say as I've noticed anything much yet, but psychologically at least that's fantastic as far as I'm concerned. It means that our biking season is just around the corner. Not that I stop riding in the winter. I try and ride as much as I can, particularly if it's a nice sunny day like this. It's still very cold though. The XDiavel doesn't have anything like heated grips, or certainly this one doesn't. So I've got my heated gloves on, which are absolute godsend this time of year. In fact, this year has been the year that I've discovered heated clothing. And if you are a regular rider in winter, if you have to commute or whatever and you don't use heated clothing, I really do recommend to you that you give it a try. It transforms your riding, it really does. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going, so I need to concentrate on the route. I'll speak to you when we get nearer to the cafe. Very much in uncharted waters out this way. Although I'm not actually that far away from where I live. I've never ridden down this road in my life. I don't know this area particularly well, so I am relying on the sat-nav. But anyway, I've got about 5 miles to go apparently to this cafe. This one is Dan's choice. He usually selects our cafes actually. I think we've gone a bit upmarket for this one. It doesn't look like it's your classic biker cafe, looking at the website. It's sort of a bit posh. I'm a little bit worried about going in with Geoff, but I'm sure we'll be okay. And the other concern is I don't think we're likely to be seeing a chip mountain with Dan either. It's mainly a sort of a avocado type place, you know what I mean? If it might even be an artisan place. You know the type of thing I'm talking about. Anyway, I don't know what the parking arrangements be either, whether we can even park very near. So very much a voyage of discovery, this one, and much to my disgust, I think I might going to be a little bit late according to the sat nav. I'm going to get there at 2 minutes past 1. We agreed to meet at 1, and I hate being late anyway. So all sorts of stresses are going on in my mind at the moment. No chip mountain, got to deal with Geoff in a posh place. I'm going to be late. I don't even like avocado. Oh, crikey. The good news is though, what a cracking day. Absolutely lovely out here. If only it was 20 degrees warmer. Just passing to my left, a place called a natural burial ground. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means your body just gets slung there without a coffin or what, but I quite like the sort of eco-friendly sound of it. But I don't like the idea of dead bodies laying around in the field. I'm sure that's not how it works. But let's not dwell on that one too much. I'm going to have to come around here on my other bikes in the summer when there's a bit of reliable grip on the roads. This is actually a cracking road. Though the Diavel handles much better than a bike of this size and geometry deserves to, I'm still a little bit unsure. Even though I've ridden it quite a lot on the corners, it's not what you'd call a flickable bike by any means. You do have to sort of manhandle it round a bit. Loads of vibes off this big old V-twin as well. You can call it character, but I suspect if I own one of these bikes that would become a nuisance after a while. Right, 1.5 miles to go to Ford End, apparently. See you shortly. Okay, so I'm just coming into Haddenham now, passing a place called Tiggywinkles on my left. What is that all about? So now it's a bit of a voyage of discovery, because I couldn't actually find this cafe on Google Maps. I think it might be relatively new. So I'm just going by postcode, and you know what postcodes are like. Hello, speed bump. Oh, I went through the spine. Yeah, postcodes, particularly in these more rural areas, can cover a big area. So although I'll get to where the postcode is, it might not be immediately obvious where the cafe is. But we shall see. I just had flash up on the phone what looked like a text or something, which I didn't have a chance to read. So I wonder if that's from Geoff or Dan giving me some instructions. What have we got? The boutique. Some sort of parade. Not quite there yet, according to the sat-nav. Bit of a left here, perhaps. Aha! This looks like a likely spot. Have I come round the roundabout the wrong way? Where should I stick it? Yeah, perfect. Oh, come on. Find neutral. Well, good day, gents. Happy New Year. Good day to you, sir. How you doing? Oh, this isn't really me, to be honest, is it?
What the Diavel is it?
Very good, very good. Oh, it's keyless, and I don't quite know how to turn it off. Is it that one? Bingo. Oh, thank goodness for heated gloves as well, eh?
You've got no natural insulation anymore.
That is a very good point, actually. Yes, good man for realising that. Right, so the XDiavel this is, of course, and I don't know if your little joke got picked up on my mic before, but you said, what the Diavel is it? What an absolute, that's the joke of the century so far, isn't it? Brilliant. So
well, not quite, because a new century does, oh no, it's
new
a
decade, get it right, get it right.
Yeah.
So what do you make of the old XDiavel then? Have you done feet forward yourself?
Many occasions, but not on one of those.
What do you think of being feet forward journey? Because I find it a little bit odd.
To be honest, I don't mind.
Don't you?
I quite like cruisers.
I mean, draft up your trouser leg, and it just makes my back hurt a bit after a while.
You always wear...
Well, these are fairly tight-ish, so that, well, yeah.
Jeans and clodhoppers, don't you?
What about you, Dan? Have you ridden one of these sort of cruisery things?
Well, I've not ridden anything like the Diavel before. I'm just mesmerised by the rear tyre.
It does look mean, doesn't it? It's a beast of a bike, isn't it?
I reckon it probably handles quite well as well.
Well, everybody says that, don't they? And I thought that it would, and it handles better than it looks like it would with that tyre and the raked out front end.
Don't forget, Nigel Bosworth, he of British 250 Racing Championship fame, has done a couple of club runs on one of these, and yeah, it handles quite well.
Well, I'm sure in the right hands, yeah, exactly. But in my hands,
it handles very well in the right hands.
In my hands, it tends to go a bit wide on corners, but other than that, it's a beast of an engine.
He doesn't.
Yeah, no, I bet it doesn't. I bet it doesn't. But lovely looking beast, isn't it? But I'm not sure I could live with one. It's all looks and not much else, I think.
I think the beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, do you not like it then?
I don't necessarily like that colour.
No, it's not the best colour, is it? It's got to be red. It's got to be red.
Bozzy's bikes are carbon.
Right.
So, I mean, it's sort of carbon black all the way through.
Yeah.
But it's when it first came out, it struck me as it was being a bit VMAX.
Yeah,
when the new VMAX
sort
came
of thing,
out,
isn't it?
This
Yeah.
was just shortly behind it,
And now it's really up against the new Triumph rocket, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I'm yet to explore, but I can't wait to have a go on
we're
that.
going back to Mega CC, aren't we? And you said about riding feet forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Kawasaki, we had the Vulcan VN 2 litre, of course.
Was that a success? I've never heard of it.
It wasn't too bad actually.
Right.
But I was working in Holland at the time, so it was okay because all the roads are straight.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Until you come to the dike at the end. But
I mean,
yeah, it was quite pleasant.
You
to
can
ride.
get these with the mid-set pegs, and also you can the rocket as well, I think, can't you? Which I think I'd go for.
You'd be a bit like
a bit better.
AP McCoy though, wouldn't you? With
Yeah, yeah,
with
exactly.
set pegs in the middle.
Anyway, food. So Dan,
Yes.
we've gone off piste.
Yeah,
We're going to this place, aren't we?
I was given a brief to find somewhere not too far from your
Yeah,
homeland.
exactly.
And somewhere somewhere fairly central. So we've come to the village of Haddenham, near
Right.
Tame, in just over the border in Buckinghamshire.
What are your chances of chip mountain finding in here then?
0.
Yeah. So we go and check it out?
Let's go and check
Right,
it out.
okay. What is a Welsh cake?
Well, it's a cake made in Wales.
Is it? Oh, all right. Is there coal in? Is there? There's no sheep involved.
Technically it's a drop
Okay,
scone.
no sheep were harmed in the making
Yeah.
of this cake.
Oh, there's a table with our name on it.
There's a few. I didn't need reserved tables.
I beg your pardon. What was the recommendation?
Crab
Yeah.
with roasted chicken skin.
It's an unusual combo, isn't it? And slightly off piste for the sort of thing we normally do. Ooh. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
Toasted bloomer with Danish bacon.
That sounds like us, doesn't it?
Artisan sandwich. Artisan.
I knew it'd be artisan. I knew it'd be artisan involved.
Get
Brilliant.
out of here.
But it might be a bit noisy here, so we're going to get some grub and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okey pokey.
Just commenting that Geoff is looking quite svelte these days. Not bad. Dan, how are you doing on the healthy eating front? Oh,
So
nice.
long-
You've
so long
got
as
to
I-
breathe out.
So long as I don't breathe out, we're doing fine.
Perfect. But you don't sound that healthy though, Geoff.
No, I'm fine.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
fine.
good,
Nothing
good,
but a
good,
bacon sandwich.
So even though we're at an artisan place, we've gone bacon sarnie. And did you go brown sauce then?
Of course, like, you know.
You're not brown sauce.
0 sauce.
We don't have those.
Don't you?
No pigs in blankets at Christmas time.
Why not?
We didn't even have turkey this year.
What's going on with the culinary forces in your world?
We had a cock.
Oh, you can't beat a bit of cock at Christmas.
Exactly.
Not sure I like where this is going. What sort of cock are we talking
A
about?
capon, dear boy, a capon.
I'm none the wiser.
It's a neutered cockerel.
Right. Do they taste any different to a hen?
They do.
It's a decocked cock.
Indeed
It's an
it is.
uncocked cock.
Indeed it is.
So how
a half cock.
I'm learning so much here. So,
So, okay.
I
You've
didn't
got
know
a
these
chicken
existed.
that tastes of chicken.
Yep.
You've got a turkey that tastes of turkey that can be dry.
Yeah.
In the middle
Yeah.
is a capon or
Right.
cockerel.
Yeah, that
which
tastes
has
of
got all
cock.
the benefits of being massive like a turkey with all the culinary
Of a chicken.
succulence of a chicken.
And it's sort of, people say it tastes like chicken used to in the good old days.
Exactly.
Right. And it's not sort of tough or anything. It's
No.
Brilliant.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
yeah, well, it could have been rock hard cock.
Could be.
Oh, fab.
This is a Norwegian spruce.
Oh, a flat white in a glass. Look at that. Thank you. They're never actually as flat as you would think them to be, would they? It's just the same height as a
Thank
normal
you.
cock, isn't it?
Free range or
Guinea fowl.
oh, guinea fowl.
Before I came out, I looked at my little filming schedule and I thought, I wonder when I'm going to be able to publish this Biker Scran with Geoff and Dan. And it's around about the end. It's around about the end of February. So I thought, I hope we don't talk about Christmas or New Year too much. And so far, I pulled up and I said Happy New Year, so I immediately blew it.
So, what are you doing
I
for
know.
Valentine's
Yeah,
Day?
exactly.
Upcoming Christmas
This
t-shirt.
is our Valentine's special. In fact, we might have even missed that. Oops. Here we go. Right, the sarnies have arrived. Mine correctly with ketchup. Geoff's incorrectly in a Brummy sort of way. We don't really know what you call it.
Listen here, chap. One of us is right and one of us is wrong, like, you know.
In the comments, let us know who's right and wrong. Okay, and what have you gone for in your bacon sandwich?
We are sauce free because there's quite enough sauce from you two.
Oh, God, yeah. I tell you what, it's well posh, isn't it, when the sauce actually isn't even in
How
the
do you
sandwich.
get the sauce onto the sandwich?
Well, I'm using a
A
knife. like
knife for a sandwich. Next. Right, let's get on with it. Tell you what, it's sort of toasted as well, isn't it?
Toasted sourdough.
Yeah, well, the crust on sourdough is normally very chewy, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not sure I like sourdough very much. I had it in San Francisco where they invented it, and they're all very into it there, aren't they? Have you done sourdough there? They have like it's all over the place there. Whereas it's all become very trendy here, isn't it? The fact that you two have stopped speaking and are both chewing a lot makes me think that maybe sourdough's the problem. Good. A little side of chips would have helped a little bit, wouldn't it? But
I'm not sure with chippy on the way home, actually.
To be honest, a little side of anything. Really.
Just a few leaves, a bit of garnish.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Because at £5.50, it's not cheap, is it?
Yes, I think for frank discussion on value for money, all the way outside the building.
Mind, you've got to remember, when you were actually in Norway, this is probably...
This would be dead cheap. That's true.
This is Nordic values.
Yeah, maybe that's the idea. Dan likes the dessert. Me and Geoff are very fit individuals, as you can see, and thin.
Yes.
Dan will be at some point, but what?
The salad dodger.
What actually is that?
Well, it's a custard bun with, I think, desiccated coconut on top. And I thought we would not be doing our job properly if the viewers did not get an insight into the cakes.
Exactly, and that is.
And it's a Norwegian cake, and we know that everything from Scandinavia is, good.
Rich. What's Norwegian for macaroon then? Did they tell you that when you bought it?
It says it's in the cabinet.
We need to know that. Close up in the meantime.
It's a hoody hurdy-gurdy cake.
And?
Skålebrod.
Oh, nicely done. You've been watching The Bridge too much, haven't you? Well, enjoy.
You should try a
Are you good at
a quarter will be fine.
I must mention my most bizarre Christmas gift.
Yep.
A Harley Davidson pizza cutter. It's a little plastic Harley Davidson, and the front
And a
wheel
big
is
wheel that's sharp.
and it's a pizza chopper.
I see what they did there.
So we're waiting for the tea then before we go for this. It's looking quite nice and moist, isn't it? Cute. That's pop, isn't it? A little thing.
Yeah, to put your tea
bag in.
That's a tea pig,
That's
it's not a tea bag.
That's for you to spit your gum into.
That is proper, isn't it, that?
No, there was a top tip in Biz magazine, which was to aid with recycling, you can use Pringles tubes to store round tea bags.
Right.
Those big Toblerone boxes that you get in airports to store pyramid tea bags.
Right.
And after 8 boxes to store square tea bags.
What will we do without Biz? They're still going.
Yeah.
And you're still buying it, it seems. You got to go first, Dan, because you're the man when it comes to macaroons. Consistency test. Well, the visuals are good, aren't they? The visuals are good.
It does look good. Oh, it feels good.
Yep. Weight? Is it weighty?
Well, it's just the right weight. There's enough to give it substance, but not so much you think it's going to
Okay.
damage your waistband.
Fair enough. Go on then. Go on then. You forced me. Quite a messy game, isn't it?
Yeah. It's snowing desperated coconut.
It's got an underlying flavour I wasn't expecting. Can you detect that?
Custard.
Sort of a... No.
Custard. Well, wouldn't it was supposed to be a custardy? No, I don't think it's a herring.
Might be cinnamon or something in there. Can you detect a bit of cinnamon? I think it's cinnamon.
Yeah.
It does need the custard though to give it a bit of moistness, doesn't it? Not as moist as I'd hoped, but... And what was it called?
Stop saying moist.
It's an excuse to do so. And what was it called again? Oh, look again. You've got to tell us.
Skålsbrod.
Oh. Right. We've come out of said cafe, which is actually called the Fort End Cafe, isn't it?
No, it's called
Even though
Norsk.
it says Norsk on it there.
No, it's called Norsk. But it's 7A Fort End Road.
Oh, maybe that was it then. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was Norsk after all that.
close.
Anyway, scores on the doors then. We're doing it out of 10, we decided, for a reason of spread.
Yes.
Jeff, after you.
I think.
And don't make it too long and rambling, just give us a score, mate.
No, 7.
Oh, blimey! Okay, can make it a bit longer than that. 7 for Jeff. What are you going for then?
Well, it's the total opposite of Choppers that we went to in Wiltshire, which was cheap and cheerful.
Yeah, this was.
Yes.
And I would say
this is neither.
for a treat. I mean, the grub was spot on.
The food
Yeah,
was
I have
top.
no
You
problem
couldn't.
with the food.
the
food, I
surroundings
have
were
no
lovely.
problem.
Yeah,
So
it was lovely. Yeah, very nice.
Cheap it isn't.
No,
No.
So
but you
if
get what you pay for generally in
But
life.
you certainly wouldn't feel ripped off in there.
No, I think it was value for money. Given the surroundings, nice area. It's
Yes,
posh. It's
yeah.
Buckinghamshire. It's posh.
Yeah. So
I think. What were you? I'm going to go for an 8 actually.
Yeah, well, I always go for an 8. So
Yeah, okay, yeah.
people will be writing in if I don't give it 8 out of 10.
We need to start actually logging these scores and getting a little bit of a chart going. Maybe I'll look past over the other ones. Anyway,
Will it be a
something
pie
to think
chart?
about.
Oh, see what he did there?
That's very
See what
clever.
He did?
But wait, for a moment, and then came back. Very good, Dan. Excellent. Anyway, so when are we going to do the next one and where then?
Oh,
Well,
that's
we've
springtime.
We've still got the steam track,
We've
yeah,
got the
flag and whistle. Still got the flag and whistle.
We said we were going to do that last time, didn't we? The flag
Yeah,
and
and
whistle.
the time before.
We better do the flag and whistle then.
There's
But in
quite
warmer
a
weather.
funky artisan place, not a million miles from my office.
Another artisan place.
Yeah, a bit different from this one.
Right.
And actually, continuing the railway theme, there is a fabulous cafe halfway between Bristol and Bath on a very nice back road.
Did we have a railway
It's a bit
thing?
far west.
Did we have a railway
We
thing?
do with the flag and whistle.
We do. True. Yeah. Excellent. Well, very good to see you again, chaps. Happy New Year to you, Dan. Thank you very much
Yes.
for the tea. Good to see you again,
And a
Geoff.
happy
Good
New
luck
Year
with the
to-
headlights and so on.
Yes.
Although I think you've cracked that now, haven't you? And ride safe
Hopefully.
back.
Oh, and just continue with the thing we should say, tug.
Oh, you have been watching the bridge, haven't you? What was that thing called? That cake?
Skolbrod.
So there we go. That's another Biker Scran with Geoff and Dan, and it turns out the cafe wasn't called the whatever I called it. It's actually called Norsk. There's definitely a Scandinavian theme going on in there. They sell Scandinavian bits and pieces as well as it being a cafe, but the food really was lovely and the service was excellent. But yeah, a little bit more expensive than our usual stops, but you know, you tend to get what you pay for in life, don't you? So well worth a trip out if you're in this area around Haddenham. Go and check out the Norsk Cafe. Very nice bacon sandwiches, recommended, of course, only if you have ketchup on them. It's a bit noisy in the cafe, so I couldn't get too much of me chatting with Geoff and Dan this time. That's the problem when you do these cafe type videos. Lots of background noise. But hopefully I can get something out of it. If I didn't, then you won't be seeing this. If you are seeing this, then I did, if that makes sense. Anyway, still an absolutely lovely day. Light is fading now though. It's middle of winter and it's about 3:30 or, well, no, 3:15, something like that. So we're only going to have another half an hour of light at the outset. So it's time to head back and stick the fire on, get warmed up again. But lovely to come out and see my mates, and great to get out on the bike again. All right, hope you've enjoyed that. Look forward to speaking to you again soon. Until then, this has been the Mr. Fly. Cheerio.